Good morning, everyone. As they say in the great city of Liverpool, how are we? Alexander, Lear, how you guys doing? Good. I think I'm fighting some kind of a flu or trying not to get the flu. Another day. And the last day for us until Friday. So, welcome everybody to tradingsyndicate.org. I'm JJ, and this is where for the last 5 years we've been dragging traders into profitability. And sometimes we have to drag them kicking and screaming, but drag them we will. So, looks like an inside day so far. It was kind of stuck up here above 69.23 for most of the session. We finally got an inventory correction lower. I'm looking to see if we can take out the previous day low. And then there's our gap. If we take that out, this 69.03 area is kind of the target to the downside. Now, if we can't take out this, we're just going to rotate up, and we're already starting to rotate up here. Pre-holiday trade, Thanksgiving, Christmas, tends to favor markets getting marked up, you know. Um, you really don't want to, shorting is okay. Like, I mean, if you were short 32.28 down there, you'd be covering 17 now. It's a beautiful trade. But just make sure that you cover. Hey, Kev, how you doing? And thanks to all the folks who were kind enough to let me off the hook on one-on-ones today because I was just feeling horrible. So I'm going to power through this and then I'm going to crash. Short-term inventory, yeah, uh, is long, but I don't know. Here's the question of Christmas. Do we fill the gap before next week, or do we have to wait till next week to fill the gap? Uh, I am not 100% on yes or no. I have to let the order flow tell me. All right? I'd say probably next week, you know. All things being equal. If not for you guys, I would not be doing this session today. I'd be asleep. Um, I have no interest in trading today at all. Tomorrow is a half day. There will be no session tomorrow at all. There will be no Globex session or RTH sessions. I hope you guys are okay with that. But we do have to unplug from this. Usually the last 3 years, 4 years, I haven't even been around. Usually we're gone for the last, for these 2 weeks we shut it down. And we stayed in town this year. Which is cool, but pretty much we'll be shut down until I'll do a session on Friday. All right. Um, the sessions like today, we'll probably do an hour instead of an hour and a half, unless it's exciting. Um, let's take a look and see what we're dealing with here. So there's the gap. The gap fill is 68.95. Our overnight low is what, 13 and change, 13 and a quarter. Yesterday's low, or the previous day's low, is just in this 69.08 quarter. Yeah, I'm okay, Jeb. I'm just a little, you know, just like feel like Fred Sanford, like feeling my age. I was like, what's going on? I was like, oh, I must have. I live in a building with about 300 other apartments and here in Liverpool. So uh, when one person catches a flu, everybody gets it. Oh, so let's see. What's going on, Raj? Ah, exactly. Oh, yeah. There we have some single prints here between 19 and 22. Hey, Raj, check your DM. Let's see if we could go take out yesterday's low. That's what I'm curious about. Okay, so we have a seller at 18. No, gap's not filled. Gap's all the way down here. We have to take out 69.08. The gap fill is 68.95. I left the old stops in from the overnight session just to see if they were at all reactive from the day before. Let's see. Looks like there's a seller. Looks like we're moving lower here, which is good. I don't mind a gap fill. Speaking of gap fills, I'll open up the old trading account here. Now the overnight point of control is all the way up here at 31 and a quarter, 31 half. We'll see if we can bring that down. And get some absorption. Oof. Hey, Raj. I was wondering where you were. Sorry, just had a bit of a cough. Yeah, uh, not much of a P profile now. This is liquidation. It looks like a P, but it's not a P. P profile is when we go up and the short position's at the base of the P. Right now, we're liquidating. I know it looks like a P, but it's not. It's not interpreted that way because we're in liquidation. Yeah, if it starts getting really choppy, I'll kind of do maybe a half an hour, 45 minutes kind of thing. Like I said, I'm in holiday mode. There will be no stream tomorrow. We will go back on Friday, and the streams will be basically, they'll be a little shorter. Nobody's trading this week. Um, but we want you to have some sort of information for those of you who are, you know. So yeah, so we're just waiting for that point of control to move down here and then see if we could do one of these. Right, we're in the 4 times discount zone here. This is 2 times discount, and this is our cost basis from earlier. Yeah, and speaking of our AI, we are running a special. You get the room and the AI. So not only do you get access to what we teach every day, but you get our AI trading coach, and that is something, you know, I'm not a technology guy. Well, in a way I am, in a way I'm kind of like always skeptical. But after using this stuff, it's turned out to be pretty amazing, especially for people. And the reason I keep talking about it is because as an educator, I am blown away by how much misinformation there is in retail trading. There's just so much bad information. People are completely bamboozled, you know, and how are you supposed to make money with bad information? It's almost criminal, the stuff that people teach. Yeah, but I remember there was this one trading coach and he was saying, "Oh yeah, you should be losing $300 a day when you first start trading." I'm like, $300 a day? Yes, it's great for beginners. You know why, Attila? Because you get the room, you get me, and you get the AI coach for 19 bucks a month. You can't get any better than that. I mean, that's less than a Big Mac meal. The reason why it's good for beginners is because the source of information, when you ask it a question, the information is coming from sources like myself and other educators who we've checked out. So you don't have all these knuckleheads who, are talking about all sorts of crazy crap on YouTube when they have no idea what they're really talking about. So, the source of information is very important. And then, of course, we'll teach you how to trade using that information. Yeah, so right now we're just waiting for the point of control to move lower. Maybe we get some absorption. We'll see what happens when the market opens. Uh, this right here is not tradable just yet. We'll see if we reclaim 18 or we take out 13. That'll give me some more sense of direction. Candles, when the candles are small like this, you don't want to be participating in this. Okay. It's just, it's what they call a fool's errand. What is our point of control? What is the POC up there? 3,800 contracts. Oh, still need to put some size down here to move that lower. Seems that we picked up a seller at 15, 15 and a half. There we go. What I'm interested in is this area right down here. I want to see what's lurking down here. What do we have for bids? You know, what's down here? And if we do take out 6908 and a half, we'll be looking into the gap. Yeah, we did not. Thanks, Brian. Same to you, sir. Sure. The mentoring program I have is a lifetime mentoring program. And how that works is, you know how people pay, per month or per session or that kind of thing. What I do is I charge a one-time fee. And the way I look at mentoring is that you, if you're going to mentor somebody, you got to spend time with them. And so most of the mentoring students that I have, we work together every day. We meet every day, every other day. It's dependent really on their schedule. And I get them profitable. So basically what I do is, you pay me a fee. It's a one-time fee. There's no add-ons. I don't try and sell you any software or any add-ons or anything like that. It's a one-time fee, and that's it. We're stuck together. It's a lifetime mentoring program. So if it takes you 2 years to get profitable, I'm with you for 2 years. If it takes you 5 years, I'm with you for 5 years. And it's unlimited one-on-ones. So there's no time limits. We usually do 45 minutes to an hour every day or every other day. Um, I'm also one of the only coaches that works on weekends where we'll do like chart replay. Hey, we found a bid at 15 and 3/4. Yeah, so it's not for everyone. It's a little bit of money. It's for people who really want to, be profitable, who are serious about it. Now, I understand, we have all sorts of we have all sorts of programs. We have the room, and it's 19 bucks a month, and we will try and help you as much as we can. But when you work with me one on one, you and I are on a Zoom together, just the two of us. And there's no time limit. Like, I will haunt you until you're profitable. So it's for, people who are a little bit more serious, right? I understand that, a lot of people are like trading is like, well, I'm going to learn how to, make bonsai trees, and then I'm going to learn macrame, and then I'm going to learn, I'll take a cooking class, and then I'll take a trading class. And that's totally cool, right? That's totally cool. But some people want to do this for a living, and other traders, want to increase their skills, size up, all of those things. So, we'll teach you how to start getting profitable, being consistent, and then adding size, learning how to manage trades, swing trades, equities, the whole 9 yards. Okay, so we have a seller at 18, eh? Just under 18. Hey, Marky, what's going on? Yeah, if anyone is interested in one-on-one mentoring, and once again, it is lifetime, um, you can just email me. I'll be happy to do a session with you so you can see what it's like, right, before you spend money, so you can see whether or not you can work together. Hey, Brad, how are you doing? Good to see you. Sorry about that, folks. So, kind of long overnight inventory, little bit of liquidation here. I gotta say, I think I'm short biased. From looking at this now, I'm starting to become short biased. That's not a poor low. I don't know. We'll see, right? Try and stay objective, right? Yeah, everyone who went long after 11 yesterday is not happy. Uh, do I have an opinion on precious metals like gold and silver? Right now, I don't. I mean, I was looking at a gold chart for somebody, I've got levels. And the one thing about this gold market, and I'm just looking at GLD, I'm not looking at the futures, but if you look at the gold market, um, you can see where the cost basis is, right, folks? Right? You could clearly see where the cost basis is. So you see where everyone's positioned down here. And the market is way above cost basis. So my target is 442.77 on GLD, but we got to get past 416, 417 first. I don't trade it. Yeah, everybody says time for a correction. The only thing is, I don't know the supply characteristics of this market, Alexander. That's my problem with gold and silver. Like with the ES, I know that the stocks that make up the ES are limited in supply, right? But in gold, such a it's a difficult thing. Ooh, we're climbing up into these single prints. We caught a bid. Tore through all of those sellers. I guess someone is short, eh? Okay, so much for my short bias. Remember, I was short biased off the open. Here, it's telling me no bias. You're wrong. Right? So, there we go. Wow. Didn't even catch a part of that move. I've logged 28. Let's see if I can get 29, 30 for it. Yeah, I'm out at 30. Right? So I caught 29 to 30. Crappy trade. I'm not feeling well at all, so I will not trade more than a couple of micros. Looking for the upper. We're looking for resistance up here. Okay? That's where the upper stops are. That's how order flow is, Mr. Simpson. It's not a scam. You just don't understand the business. Now, there should be resistance above 37. Yep, right there. Let's see here. Short 33 on 2. Covering 31 and a quarter. Oh, no, I had to take it at half. Two minutes, right? The whole Globex range. Now, how many people do you think were short under 20? So as we backfill this move, as we come back, that up move created demand. Now we're going to backfill with supply. Look for bids at VWAP at 26.5. Yeah, it's thin. It should be thin, right? There's 60, 70 aside on the ES. It's not insanely thin, but off that open, I bet you it was, right? There's some bids at VWAP. Yep, yep. Let's see. A little sideways action here to distribute what we bought here. Try and sell it up here. And if you saw the video this morning, the difference is profit, right? Here's the acquisition of your supply. There's the distribution. That's just a business. It's just a market, you know? That's all it is. You don't want to make it out more than it is. You know, just understand the business and make your trades count, you know? Back and forth, we're right at cost basis. This is what we call a TPO chart or a market profile chart. And what it is, it's basically a very fancy half-hour candle chart. And it tells you where we are in the city. So I use this to tell us this is like a map of the city, and then this is the map of the neighborhood that we're in. See? Hey, Chris. Yeah, there's a. See that question it's a good question. Do I put more emphasis on volume or time? That's an old market profile thing. I use both, right? Because you know why, Chris? It takes time to acquire inventory and it takes time to dispose of it. That's why you should use time and volume, or what you guys call value, together. Do you understand? But I don't spend too much time on market profile. Now here's why. Market profile is great. But not very many people actually make money trading off market profile. Market profile tells you where the cost basis of your inventory is. So you've got inventory, you put it on sale, right? And then you go resell it for profit, okay? So that tells you that. It tells you where the cost base it is. It also tells you about poor highs and poor lows and single prints. Other than that, I don't spend a lot of time on it. I've done the reading. I spent years looking at market profile. But to take trades, like right now, I would be going long 32, stop under 30, targeting 33, 35, and then 38. So I hope you understand it takes time to buy a lot of inventory and it takes time to sell it. That's really where market profile comes into play because you can really quickly see where the cost basis is. And you can see how much time it took to acquire the cost basis. That's a good question. I haven't had that question in a long time. That's like an old school market profile question. Good stuff. Haven't had that one in a while. Now, can we get up above 36 and chew into these single prints? Now, this is what I'm talking about with market profile, right? You see you have single prints here. This is an area of supply. Supply equals resistance. Single prints on the way up are a short position. Single prints on the way down are supply. So that kind of thing, that's why I took that short off of 35, 36, because I knew it hit an area of supply. So if you see an area of supply on the market profile, you could short, stop, cover kind of thing. There's a seller at 33 and a quarter. What I like about these candle charts is you could tell exactly where the seller is. Here it's a little harder to see, right? But here you can see exactly where the seller is. Um, you could use VWAP if you want. You don't need to calculate poor highs and lows. They're kind of obvious. Here, I'll show you. Where was there a poor low? Where was the last poor low that we had? Ah, here. See, in the overnight session a couple of nights ago, we had a double bottom. That's a poor low. No calculation needed. You see that? Double bottom, poor low, or one tick of excess. You don't have to calculate anything. There, I just saved you a whole bunch of time. Right? One tick of excess or a double bottom is what constitutes a poor low. And what a poor low means is that there are buyers that are competing at that level, which don't allow the market to put in any excess. No calculations needed. So say I was long 32, I'd be selling the 35s here because I know there's a seller at 36. Exactly. So market profile is great because it gives us good tactical knowledge. But you can't trade off of it. Especially when the ranges are 60, 70, 80, 100 point ranges. It's insanely hard to trade off of market profile. That's why there are not a lot of pure market profile traders that are profitable. There used to be until the ranges got bigger and bigger and bigger. So, we're traders, we're business people, we have to adapt, right? If something's not working, we have to adapt. So around 2017, 2018, I started looking at candle charts, but practical. Everything we do at the Trading Syndicate is practical, right? I don't care about patterns. I don't care about indicators. I don't care about anything. I want to know where the seller is, because if I go long here and my stop is here, and I know that there's a seller here, there's my profit zone. That's all I care about. So if I'm long at 31, 32, I'm selling 35, 35 and a half, make a couple of points, thank you, goodbye, right? Now, as we clip into these single prints, if we run out of supply, we are going to go into these single prints. Think of this as like a storeroom of ES contracts from back on the 12th, right? I'm a big believer in practical trading. The more complicated these guys make it, the more difficult it is to actually execute, and the more money you're going to lose. You're simply just going to lose money. You are not going to make money trading complicated trading strategies. Find out where the bid is, go long where the bid is. If you're shorting, short down to the bid and cover. It's really simple. That's how people have been doing it for thousands of years. See? Resistance at 38. We went into it, but they started to sell into it. Yeah. Now, let's see where they sell it down to. Right, so now we have a little bit of a sale, right? We took the price up to 38 quarter, 38. Ran out of buyers over 36. So we put it on sale. And as soon as we got under 35 and 3/4, we started seeing some buyers. So let's see if they continue to come in. Right? Very simple, because execution is really hard. So the more simple your analysis, the more you can focus on execution. Right? And every time you take a trade, there has to be a business reason to take the trade. You don't just randomly take trades because some idiot on Twitter told you to. Right? You take trades because there's a business reason for the trade. And that business reason is always one of two things and nothing else. Too much supply or a lack of supply. Sure. So going long here, why would you go long here? This is a look below and fail. So the orders, they don't need to sell under 30 and 3/4 anymore. So you're buying 31, 31 and a half. You put your stop here and you sell into this strength. Right? So the business reason for the trade is that nobody needs to sell under 30 and 3/4. That's why your stop is under 30 and 3/4. Because guess what? If you are long at 31 and somebody offers it for sale at 30, 29, that means your inventory that you own is mispriced and you better get rid of it so you can conserve your capital. The other thing is you have to admit you're wrong quick, right? You can't just sit there and, right? That's why the method that I have come up with to teach you guys this, we do the same thing every day. And it may seem boring, but it works. Best way to formulate a business plan is to come hang out with us for a little bit. I'll teach you. So a business plan means that you have to have some sort of understanding of the business, right? I hope. Right? There's no point having a business plan if you don't know what the hell's going on. I look at half hour. I have a 4 hour chart and a 30-minute chart, and I look at them just for reference. But I'm a day trader. I'm a scalper. Yeah. What is it? 67.4% profitable, according to this. Thing is, when I lose, I don't lose a lot. I'm cheap, right? As soon as the trade's not working, I'm gone. Especially in these ranges. Well, you get a 120-point range, a 200-point range. Hope is not a business plan. Yeah, I told you 10 minutes ago that this is, look below and fail. That look below and fail is the most beautiful thing in the world. And I didn't invent this, right? I didn't invent this. This is just the business because you have sell orders that take a market underneath a level. When those sell orders are completed, the market will rotate back up. The concept of rotation is a beautiful concept. Okay, so bigger time frame traders, 69.43 is what you're looking at. If we can get over 69.43, be careful on the short side because there's not a lot of inventory above us. There is some inventory going back to those all-time highs way back in October, but remember that's the old contract and it's been flushed out. So be on the lookout. Remember, holiday markets are generally ones that the larger traders like to goose them higher, right? There really is not a lot of selling. And if you were swing long at 68.74, why would you be selling it here? Right? You'd hold it into the end of the year. No, you don't. You put the stop loss at the bottom. Have you been listening, kiddo? So you might want to rewind this because, right? Now I understand attention span is a difficult thing. So I said go long here and you put your stop here. So your stop loss is less than 2 points. You have a 2 point stop. There you go. Do you see what I'm saying? And then say you bought 10 contracts here, you'd put 2, 2, 2, and 2. And you'd sell on the way up. And you let the orders tell you whether or not your trade is working. Where are my guys in the room? I'm only getting questions from the YouTubers. What are you guys? Are you guys awake? It's called the business. I tell that. Yeah. YouTube has funnier questions. No, actually, they've got pretty good questions. They're outdoing you guys. You guys are asleep at the switch. I think you've had too much eggnog. The YouTubers are they're on the ball. Yeah, newsflash, all markets are about supply and demand, right? All you got to focus on the supply. We'll take care of the demand. Hey, Josh, what's going on? How you doing? How's Calgary? So look above and fail of 69.40. If you are short, your first target is 37. If we can't get underneath the overnight high or the previous day high, it will rotate back up. So be aware of that. Thanks, Alexander. News in 8 minutes. Good stuff. Well, it's a little busier than I thought it would be. Hey, Mark. At 43, indeed. Exactly. So I was looking for 69.43 and a quarter. We got up to 43 half, and that's where the sellers stepped in. So let's see. There's 43 quarter. Well, let's see if we start going sideways. Yeah, I haven't looked at NQ in months and months and months. I haven't like analyzed it at all. I mean, I have a chart, but on my new chart book, I don't even have NQ on it. Okay, you're looking for bids at 37, folks. I did. Point of control moved higher. Yeah, Bitcoin needs to clean itself up a bit. It's going to take some time. I don't trade it. I just buy a little bit and put it away. Maybe it'll work out. We'll see. right? So here's how markets work, okay? Anybody who was trading overnight would have had their stop at 37, okay? When we took out 37, those people who were trapped, they're going to be bid to cover here. That's why, look, when we came back down, look where we went, 37. Quelle surprise, right? Big surprise. Yeah, my cost basis on Bitcoin is around 70,000. But I don't own enough to like, you know, it's like I'm not going to be buying any Lamborghinis if it runs. It's more an experiment. Back underneath the previous day high, you're looking for liquidation. We'll look for bids down here around 33 half, 34. If you were short. Hey, Badir, how you doing? Let's see. Back over the overnight high. Buyers came in, right? Yeah, that's good. Spend some time with the family, relax, chill out. That's what this time of year is for. Definitely, kiddo. Yeah, if you break a cost basis, the people who are long in that cost basis are more likely to sell. Like for example, here, right? There's a cost basis of people who bought between 38 and 43, and now they are puking it out because they're out of the money. So we will look for bids here as we get down to VWAP. That's a nice that was a nice rotation. So we were looking for 69.43 and a quarter. We went to 69.43 and a half, and that's when the sellers stepped in. So how you would have traded that, well, that's where we can use the candles. It's a look above and fail. So you're selling this level, you put your stops here, and you put your buy orders down here and cover, right? Very simple trades. We're not doing anything, nothing complicated, nothing esoteric. We're just trying to make a little bit of money here and there. 500 bucks here, 1,000 bucks there. Long 32. Selling them here at 35 and 3/4. I'm flat. And I think that's it for me today. I'm done. I just saw those bids at 33 come in, and 32 to 35 and 3/4 was my trade. That was it. And I did that on 8 contracts. And I'm done. Right. If we accept above 37.38, be careful on the short side. How did I identify 32, not 29? I saw the bid, man. What's my job. It's my job to identify 32. You got to remember, Chris, I've been doing this for 34 years, right? And I knew that they were going to front run VWAP, right? So I saw those 32 bids, and that's why I took it. So when I was on the desk, we used to do 300 trades a day. So calculate that out. If you're doing 200 trades a day over a 20-year span, when you're doing deals, you're doing 200 to 300 trades a day, making markets in the stocks that you run. Over a 20, 25 years span, that's millions of trades. After a while, you get a feel for these things. The business reason for why I took that trade is because they were front-running VWAP. Would I take it again? No, not right now. Right. Oh, okay. Now, B period's going to open in 10 seconds here. Let's see what they got in the tickle trunk. That 36 seller is there. So let's see if we can go take out VWAP. How a market responds at VWAP is really basically telling you, if it goes above VWAP and comes back down, the market's trying to tell you where people are short, because that's where the bid is going to be. Right. So, Chris, on YouTube, my entire job was to find the bid, my whole life. And literally hundreds of millions of dollars of my clients' money depended on me finding the bid. So you learn very easily to find bids. See, you can really see when they come in and start bidding on this move. VWAP, there's so many people who front run VWAP, and that's what creates that bid right here. That space between the bottom of those candles and VWAP, those are all unfilled buy orders. And a candle chart's the easiest way to see it. It's just people are told, hey, look, you got to buy this software, you got to use this DOM, you got to use all this book crap and nose print and all this shit. Don't fall for that. People have been trading for hundreds of years without all of this crap. You find a level, you watch the level. When the market goes over that level, comes back and touches it and doesn't go under, that's where you buy it, put your stop underneath it. It's not rocket science. The simpler your analysis, the more precise your execution. Mr. Simpson, what's going on, Mr. Simpson? Well, I mean, I have my levels, right? I do the same thing every day, guys. Very same thing every day. So I draw my cost basis, double it. Right? Oh, here, look, we're going to take out VWAP here. Let's see. Right? Let's see if we can take out VWAP. And if we break VWAP, then it tells us that sellers are competing and lowering price. There you go. Right? See? I told you it was going to break VWAP. It's breaking VWAP. Why? Well, because we went and told all these people to buy it here. They're trapped and now they're selling. So this is rotation, folks. That's all it is. It's just rotation, right? And 69.18 is the bottom of the discount zone. So we took it, we sold it, we put it on sale. Now we're going to come back to cost basis. It's not rocket science. Watch, I'll show you. Let's get rid of all these lines, okay? You can see this is the cost basis. We took it up. This is the road to the store where we took it and we sold it. And now we had to put it on sale, right? And when we put it on sale, we'll bring it right back down to where we bought it. It's simple, right? It's simple. Yeah, exactly. You're backfilling this candle. There you go. Right? Beautiful. That's it. Oh, we're almost done here. Good stuff, McBeam. Good stuff. Yeah, simplifying your trading will really help you. Right? The more complicated it is, oh man, it's just so hard to keep up with all the complicated stuff. And then you get analysis paralysis. And yeah, it was a nice move. Looking for 23 next on the downside. A little bit of short covering coming in here. The move comes up or down. I don't look at that. Like I said, just keep it really simple, kiddo. Keep it really simple. What you have to ask yourself is what information do I need to make money? And what can I get rid of? So where do I put my trade? Where do I put my stop and why? And you can ask those questions to our AI trading coach if you really want to dig deep. And the cool thing about that is it will tell you, then you can ask, how do you trade it? Right? So since I don't look at that, that's something that our AI coach would be great for, right? Because it will give you those more esoteric answers. But you have to go and ask it, okay, well, what is the trade setup around it, right? It's a new world, Chris. It's a new world. It's a new world. All right, so we got some short covering here in the 20s, 24, 25s. We're right at the blue area, which is the cost basis. See you later. Have a Merry Christmas. Take care of yourself. Enjoy yourself. I'll be shutting down the stream about now, I think. Starting to slow down. So there will be no stream tomorrow. I am listening. I would wait for the liquidation to wear itself out. Right? It's kind of chopping around here at 25. do your look below and fail, right? No problem. Have a wonderful Christmas, everyone, a wonderful holiday. Be safe out there, and we will see you. We'll be back on Friday. Okay? Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful holiday. Bye for now.